call for questions from the media.
Well, it's good to be on the call after a 2-0 week last week, and now we get back into it tomorrow with obviously a very challenging game, but great opportunity down in Columbus tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So, but the two games that we did win were very different. One, we got out to an early lead, and we hung on and had to make some really big plays to hang on. Saturday's game, Minnesota played really well coming out in the second half, took a pretty good lead, and I love the way our kids fought back and persevered, even though they were down 10 with 8.5 minutes to go. So good win for us, great crowd here, great Chrysler atmosphere, and I'm sure there's a lot of people waiting for us in Value Center Arena, and I'm sure that it will be a great atmosphere there as well Tuesday night.
Thanks, Coach. Let's go straight to questions, please.
If you'd like to ask a question during this time, simply press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad.
Coach, talk a little bit about the development of Zach Irvin's game. Not only has his production significantly increased for your team, but he's playing a lot more minutes. What has he meant to your team this year?
Well, you don't know really what a complete player is like until you've seen him in 30, 35 minutes in a game. Because the stats, last year he was great. He was making 2 threes a game, but he was only playing about 10 to 15 minutes a game, which would have translated to 3 or 4 threes a game, which would have been one of the best in the league, if not the country. So as a result, you didn't really know what he was going to be like in some areas. Well, he's really improving in some areas, particularly rebounding, getting the foul line, and then and defending. When you're out there for 30 minutes, not just 10 minutes, and you get taken out before you even get tired. So he's grown a lot of areas as both a leader and as a more complete player.
Your next question comes on Nathan Baird with the Lafayette Journal.
Hey, John. More general basketball question, but there's been talk of changing the shot clock from 35 seconds down to 30, or I suppose even lower than that. Just wanted to get your thoughts on whether you think that would be a good change for college basketball, and if so, why or why not?
This game is so strong right now. I don't see the need for that type of change. It is I played with the 24-second. We just went to Europe this past year. It is a pretty significant change, and I'd be in favor of staying right where it is. It just seems to be the right number for us right now.
From the standpoint of it being something that would potentially benefit a defense, I suppose, going down to 30 seconds, rewarding them for having stronger possessions, do you agree with that? Or
I don't know what it would do. Actually, what it would do, I don't know if defense would be as good. It could be, certainly, because they'd have 5 more seconds. But people would be attacking more quickly, too, and so you'd really test your defense. And I don't know what type of positive, that it would change the game. I think if we're going to make the changes, they got to be significant, positive changes that are proven over time. We've proven over time with sold-out arenas everywhere, people attrition to the NBA, to just a massive number of transfers, and still, especially in the Big Ten, every arena is filled. So there's got to be either really low-scoring games or high foul games or something that makes the game ugly to make this change. And whether it's defense or offense, it's good right now.
Gotcha. Thanks a lot.
Your next question comes on Zach Osterman with the Indianapolis Star.
Hi, Coach. I think I'm working on something, I guess, a little bit broader as well, but just about, I guess, the impact of sort of social media on college athletes' lives. And in particular, I guess I was curious, sort of a two-part question, but how much do you think you really need to kind of educate players on social media use and behavior, just in making them understand, I guess, just how widespread their comments can be? And how often have you found that maybe you have to discipline players or at least talk to players about specific instances where maybe they they did something that they shouldn't have or posted something that they shouldn't have?
Yeah, this is something that we really hold in high regard the minute they walk in the door, even when they're in high school. I remember several players that we had signed, and I started following them on Twitter, and we would make immediate instruction, because as soon as they signed with Michigan or another Big Ten school, their followers went up by thousands, including the media. So no, it's huge education for us from the day they walk in. We've had to discipline a few people at a few times, but no, it is really important, and I think we haven't had a lot of issues because our sports information director, our coaches, all do a really solid job on this, because it's really important they understand the magnitude of this. I think Rick Pitino Sr. said it the best. It's poison either way. If you're reading it and people are saying great things about you, it is great. It is poison because you're probably not that good. And when you have a bad game and people are hitting you like crazy because you're on the media, it's not good either. I think it was Rick, but maybe it was another coach said it. It's so he's absolutely, that's the truth, and we try to get our kids to know the truth about the impact of that part of media.
Is it something, sorry, just to follow, but is it something that at some level do you think players have become more aware or savvy of it as it's, because I mean I know it's only something that's maybe 5 or 7 years old in terms of like really sort of worldwide connectivity. Are recruits, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids more savvy about it, maybe more cognizant of the fact that they need to, behave a certain way on it than they used to be in your mind?
Well, I think they're very aware of now that there's severe implications. I think that every place, whether if their high school coach is doing a job or their AAU coaches, they're letting them know that. And hopefully, they're giving them the right message. But it's just I make this comparison all the time. Even 10 years ago, if it was in June, July, or August, you might find one new article a week, right? Either on Twitter or in the news or tweeted or somebody heard about a guy or a team in the summer. And virtually there could be 3 or 4 stories a day right now about something. So it's coming to them like crazy, and especially I see it happening when they're potential NBA players. That gets crazy with how many people are telling them who they are and what they should be doing. So it's a constant education, and we got to provide it. We're the best to provide it as coaches.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate